Before you decide she is never coming back, you need to understand something most men only learn after they have already destroyed their own peace. Her silence feels final because your pain is loud. When your phone stays quiet, your mind starts writing the worst story. She forgot me. She replaced me. She never cared. She is happier without me. She is never coming back. And once your mind believes that story, your body starts reacting like it is already confirmed. Your chest gets tight. You check your phone again. You replay the last conversation. You wonder what you could have said differently. You imagine her smiling with someone else. You stare at her profile like pain is going to give you answers. And then the urge comes, dox her, ask her, explain again, apologize again, say something before it is too late. But listen carefully, the most dangerous moment is not when she goes silent. The most dangerous moment is when your fear tells you to break your own dignity just to make the silence stop. That is where most men lose. They do not lose because they care. They lose because they let fear turn them into a man they cannot respect. They chase when they should breathe. They beg when they should stand still. They check when they should heal. They over explain when the truth is already clear. They act like her absence is the final judgment of their worth. But a man does not regain respect by chasing. He regains power by staying calm. He regains power by stepping back. He regains power by controlling his emotions when everything inside him wants to react. He regains power by rebuilding his life and letting his actions speak louder than his panic. So before you think she is never coming back, watch this with a clear mind. Not because this video guarantees she will come back. There are no fake guarantees here, but because the question, will she come back, is not the only question that matters. The deeper question is, will you still be a man you respect if she does not? That is the real test. Because maybe she comes back, maybe she does not, maybe she misses you, maybe she's distracting herself, maybe she's proud, maybe she's confused, maybe she's with someone else, maybe she's waiting for you to break, maybe she is truly done. You do not know yet, and because you do not know, you must not let uncertainty turn you into weakness. A weak man sees uncertainty and chases. A strong man sees uncertainty and returns to his standards. That is the difference. When a woman pulls away, most men start treating her silence like a problem they must solve immediately. They think if they say the perfect thing, she will soften. If they send the perfect message, she will remember. If they explain their heart one more time, she will understand. If they show enough pain, she will feel guilty and come back. But pressure does not create respect. Pressure creates distance. When you chase from fear, she does not feel your love. She feels your need. She feels your panic. She feels that her response is controlling your entire emotional state. And even if she once cared about you deeply, that pressure can make her pull away even more because a man who cannot sit with uncertainty becomes heavy. A man who cannot control his emotions becomes difficult to trust. A man who begs after someone creates distance teaches her that distance gives her power. That is why your first move cannot be chasing. Your first move must be control. Control over your phone, control over your attention, control over your imagination, control over your midnight emotions, control over the story you keep telling yourself. Because right now, your mind may be lying to you. Your mind says she is never coming back, but you do not know that. Your mind says she moved on, but you do not know that. Your mind says she forgot everything, but you do not know that. Your mind says if you do not reach out now, you will lose her forever. But you do not know that either. Fear speaks like certainty. That line matters. Fear speaks like certainty. It will give you a full story with no proof. It will turn one silent day into a permanent rejection. It will turn one post into proof she is happier. It will turn one unanswered message into proof you meant nothing. And if you obey fear, you will make decisions your future self has to recover from. So slow down. Do not let your wound become your leader. Now, there is something you need to understand about women, distance, and silence. Sometimes a woman goes quiet because she is done. Sometimes she goes quiet because she is hurt. Sometimes she goes quiet because she is confused. Sometimes she goes quiet because she wants to see if she can live without you. Sometimes she goes quiet because she expects you to chase. Sometimes she goes quiet because she does not know how to face what she feels. But none of those possibilities give you permission to lose yourself. Your job is not to decode every possible reason behind her silence. Your job is to become a man who does not collapse inside it. That is real masculine strength. Because if your entire life stops when she stops texting, she still owns your center. If your sleep disappears because she has not replied, she still controls your peace. If your training, work, money, faith, discipline, and direction all fall apart because she went cold, then your life was not built on a strong foundation. It was built around her attention. And that is the problem. A woman can be important to you without becoming the owner of your emotional life. You can love her without giving her the steering wheel of your identity. You can miss her without begging. You can hope she returns without waiting like a man who has no life. That is the balance. Now, the mistake most men make after she leaves is that they try to rescue the connection alone. She pulls back, so he moves closer. She replies less, so he writes more. She becomes cold, so he becomes warmer. She stops trying, so he tries harder. She creates distance, so he panics and starts doing emotional labor for both people. He calls it love, but often it is fear fear of being replaced, fear of being forgotten, fear of losing access, fear that if he stops trying, the whole connection will disappear. But here is the truth that hurts and heals at the same time. If something only survives because you keep chasing it, it is not standing on mutual effort, it is standing on your fear. And a relationship that stands on your fear will eventually destroy your dignity. That is why you must stop trying to keep something alive by becoming smaller. Let distance be distance. Let silence be silence. Let her experience the space she created. Not as punishment, as reality. If she wanted space, give space. If she chose silence, do not fill it with panic. If she treated you like an option, stop giving her priority access. If she walked away, do not run behind her trying to convince her to value what she left. Your paragraphs did not teach her. Your begging did not teach her. Your over explaining did not teach her. Your constant availability did not teach her. Sometimes reality teaches what words cannot, but you have to stop interrupting reality with desperation. Every time you chase after she pulls away, you interrupt the lesson. Every time you send one more message after she ignored you, you interrupt the lesson. Every time you check her stories and react emotionally, you interrupt your own healing. Every time you accept crumbs, because crumbs feel better than nothing, you train yourself to live below your standard. That has to stop. Not because you hate her, because you respect yourself. Now, before you think she is never coming back, you must also understand another truth. A woman may not fully feel your absence while she still feels your attention. If you are not texting but still watching, she can feel it. If you are not calling but still posting for her reaction, she can feel it. If you are not begging but still asking mutual friends, she can feel it. If you are silent but still emotionally waiting, that energy is still attached to her. And more importantly, you feel it, you feel stuck, you feel anxious, you feel like your life is paused, you feel like you are not really living. You are just waiting for one sign. That is not no contact. That is hidden chasing. Real absence means your attention returns to you. Your attention is your power. Where your attention goes, your energy follows. If your attention is on her profile, her mood, her new followers, her possible regret, her possible return, her possible feelings, your energy is feeding the wound. Take it back. Your body needs you. Your work needs you. Your money needs you. Your sleep needs you. Your discipline needs you. Your faith needs you. Your future needs you. Stop giving your strongest energy to someone who is giving you uncertainty. That is not hate. That is self respect. Now, let's talk about the night because night is where men break. During the day, you may be strong. You train, you work, you talk to people, you tell yourself, I am done. I am not chasing. I am moving on. Then the night comes. The room gets quiet. The phone is close. The memories start moving. You remember the warm version of her, the way she used to talk, the way she used to look at you, the way she once made you feel chosen, the messages, the laughs, the plans, the softness. Then the cold version comes back too, the distance, the shorter replies, the unanswered messages, the way she made you feel like you had to prove you still mattered. And suddenly your mind starts negotiating. Maybe I should text her. Maybe she's waiting. Maybe she thinks I do not care. Maybe she is never coming back because I am too silent. Maybe I should just say one last thing. But be honest, most of the time you do not want a message because it is wise. You want a message because you want relief, relief from anxiety, relief from uncertainty, relief from the fear that she is moving on, relief from the feeling that you no longer matter. That is where a man must lead himself. A strong man tells himself the truth before he acts. He says, I want to text because I am scared. Then he does not send from fear. He puts the phone down. He walks. He trains. He writes the message in notes but does not send it. He prays if faith is part of his life. He sleeps. He lets the emotional wave rise and fall without obeying it. Pain can be felt without being followed. You can miss her and still not text. You can care and still not chase. You can feel rejected and still not beg. You can want answers and still not reopen the wound. That is emotional control. And emotional control is what makes your silence powerful, not because it controls her, because it finally gives you control over yourself. Now, you may be thinking, but what if she is waiting for me? Maybe she is. But a healthy connection cannot depend on you breaking first every time. If she values the connection, she can also show effort. If she misses you, she can also communicate. If she wants repair, she can also bring clarity. You are not responsible for carrying both sides of the bridge. A relationship takes two people, not one anxious man doing all the emotional labor while calling it love. If you already showed care, if you already tried, if you already made it clear you value the connection, then do not keep proving the same thing to someone who is choosing silence. At some point, your self respect must speak louder than your fear. Now, sometimes she is not coming back because she has not felt the full weight of losing access to you yet. This does not mean you should play games. It means you should stop making access to you cheap. Your time has value, your attention has value, your loyalty has value, your emotional energy has value, your peace has value. If she can ignore you and still receive your attention, she has not lost access. If she can go cold and still know you are watching, she has not lost access. If she can choose distance and still have you waiting in the background, she has not lost access. If she can send one small message and get your whole heart back, she has not lost access. That is why you must stop being easy to reach emotionally, not rude, not cruel, not bitter, just no longer easy. If she sends breadcrumbs, you do not turn them into a meal. If she sends hey after weeks of silence, you do not pour out your heart. If she watches your story, you do not create a fantasy. If she sends I miss you, you do not forget the entire pattern. You stay calm. Because a small sign is not a full return, a hey is not accountability, and I miss you is not changed behavior.
Ouais.
A late night text is not emotional maturity, a story view is not love. A woman touching the door is not the same as a woman walking through it with clarity. Remember that. Now, here is the part many men need to hear. Before you think she is never coming back, ask whether you are even ready for her to come back. Because if she came back today, would you stay grounded or would you collapse? Would you reply instantly? Would you ask if she missed you? Would you pour out all your pain? Would you forget every standard? Would you open the whole door because one message gave you hope? Would you return to the same dynamic just because the silence ended? If the answer is yes, then your real problem is not whether she is coming back. Your real problem is that you have not become strong enough to handle her return. Many men can survive her absence, they cannot survive her attention. Her absence makes them chase, her return makes them collapse. You need to become strong in both. Strong when she is silent, strong when she texts, strong when she is cold, strong when she is warm, strong when she misses you, strong when she seems gone, strong when there is hope, strong when there is no proof. That is real control. Now, here is the practical 7 day reset for 7 days. Do not message her first from panic. Do not check her stories. Do not ask mutual friends about her. Do not post to get her attention. Do not make emotional decisions at night. Do not reread old messages until your chest hurts. Do not send a soft message. What you really want is reassurance. Put that energy into training, work, money, sleep, discipline, faith, emotional control, and rebuilding your identity. Train your body even when your mind is heavy. Clean your space even when your emotions feel messy. Fix your sleep because tired men make weak decisions. Eat properly because heartbreak drains your focus. Walk when anxiety hits. Write what you want to say, but do not send it from panic. Put your phone away before midnight. Build your day before your emotions build it for you. This is not about pretending you do not care. It is about proving that her silence does not own you. Every time you do not chase, you rebuild self trust. Every time you do not check, you rebuild control. Every time you do not ask about her, you rebuild dignity. Every time you keep your routine while hurting, you become stronger. Confidence is built by keeping promises to yourself. You said you would not chase. Do not chase. You said you would not beg. Do not beg. You said you would not abandon your standards. Do not abandon them. That is how a man becomes solid. And a solid man is not easily pulled back into chaos. Now, rebuilding your life is not optional. If you stay silent but do nothing, your mind will circle her all day. You will overthink. You will imagine. You will compare. You will wonder. You will wait, and waiting will make you bitter. That is why you need direction. Motion is medicine. Train your body, not so she notices, but so you remember your strength. Build your money, not so she regrets leaving, but so your future has options. Fix your sleep, not because it sounds motivational, but because tired men make emotional decisions. Work on your discipline, not to impress her, but because your emotions cannot be trusted to lead every decision. Deepen your faith or inner grounding, not to perform peace, but to actually find it. This is how heartbreak becomes useful. Pain without discipline becomes bitterness. Pain with discipline becomes power. Use the pain correctly. Do not use it to stalk, use it to train. Do not use it to compare, use it to build. Do not use it to beg, use it to become steady. Do not use it to hate women, use it to raise your standards. That is transformation. Now, what is she doing while you are rebuilding? Maybe she is distracting herself. Maybe she is trying to prove she is fine. Maybe she is waiting for you to break. Maybe she is protecting her ego. Maybe she is comparing life without you to life with you. Maybe she is with friends, acting happy, but feeling something different when she is alone. Maybe she is truly moving on. Again, you do not know, and you do not need to know in order to move correctly. Your move is the same. Do not chase, do not check, do not beg, do not compete. Do not make her emotional process your full time job. Let reality reveal itself. If she values the connection, time will show it. If she only valued your attention, time will show that too. If she misses you but has pride, time will show it. If she is truly done, time will show that too. And while time reveals the truth, you build the man who can handle it. That is the point. Now, if she reaches out, your response must be calm, not cold. Calm. If she says, hey, you can say, hey, hope you're doing well. That is enough. If she says, I miss you, you can say, I hear you. What made you reach out? If she says, I've been thinking about us, you can say, I understand. What do you want to do with that? If she says, can we talk? You can say, we can talk, but I am not rushing back into anything. These are not games. They are calm boundaries. They show openness without desperation. They invite clarity without begging. They protect your peace without attacking her. A real return can handle patience. A fake return usually cannot. If she genuinely wants to reconnect, she will respect your pace. If she only wants emotional access, she may disappear when she realizes you are not easy anymore. Let that happen. You need truth more than temporary comfort because temporary comfort can pull you back into the same cycle that broke you. Truth sets you free. Now, if she says you changed, do not become defensive. You can say, I had to. The old version of me kept losing himself. If she says you don't care anymore, you can say, I care, but I am not chasing confusion anymore. If she says, so you just gave up, you can say, I stepped back because I needed peace. That is enough. Do not over explain. Do not defend your growth for an hour. Do not let guilt drag you back into a place your self respect already left. A man with a center speaks clearly, then watches behavior because behavior gives you information. If she respects your boundary, that is information. If she mocks it, that is information. If she takes accountability, that is information. If she only wants access without responsibility, that is information. Do not fear information. Fear ignoring it because fantasy feels better. Now, if she comes back with real maturity, do not punish her. This is important. Some men finally get attention back, then become arrogant. They act cold. They try to make her feel small. They say things like, now you want me? They use silence as a weapon because they are still hurt. That is not strength. That is pain pretending to be power. A strong man does not need revenge to feel masculine. If she comes with clarity, listen. If she comes with humility, observe. If she comes with consistent effort, allow trust to build slowly, but do not rush. Forgiveness can happen in a moment. Trust takes time. Do not confuse the two. If she apologizes, receive it calmly, but watch behavior. If she says she misses you, hear it, but watch consistency. If she wants to talk, talk, but do not throw away your peace. That is how a mature man moves. Now, if she comes back with confusion, step back. If she says, I miss you, but I do not know what I want, do not become her emotional waiting room. If she says, I care, but I am not ready, do not give full access to uncertainty. If she reaches out at night but disappears in the morning, do not chase. If she wants comfort without responsibility, step back. A man with self respect does not build his peace on maybe can have space, maybe can have observation, maybe does not get your whole heart. That is how you protect yourself. Now, if she never comes back, you still win. If you become the man this pain is creating, this is the part your ego does not want to hear. Your ego wants the apology, your ego wants the return, your ego wants the message that proves you mattered. Your ego wants her to regret it. Your ego wants her to say, I was wrong. Maybe that happens. Maybe it does not. But your healing cannot depend on her regret. If your peace depends on her coming back, she still owns your peace. If your confidence depends on her apology, she still owns your confidence. If your value depends on her choosing you again, she still owns your value. That is too much power to give one person. A free man does not need revenge, he needs direction. A free man does not say, I hope she suffers. He says, I hope I never abandon myself like that again. That is the higher path. A weak man turns heartbreak into bitterness. A strong man turns heartbreak into standards. A weak man asks, is she coming back? A strong man asks, am I becoming someone worth returning to and someone strong enough to keep walking if she does not? That is the question, because the highest proof is not her return. The highest proof is your peace. Can you sleep without her reply? Can you train without needing her to notice? Can you work without checking your phone every 10 minutes? Can you stop asking about her? Can you feel sadness without turning it into begging? Can you remember her without reopening the wound? Can you love deeply without losing your frame? That is success, because a man who can do that is no longer easy to break. He is harder to manipulate, harder to pull into chaos, harder to make insecure, harder to treat like an option, harder to replace with temporary attention. That man is attractive because he is not desperate for attraction. He has direction, and direction is one of the strongest things a man can have. A man with direction does not orbit around a woman's uncertainty. He has things to build. He has a body to strengthen. He has money to earn. He has skills to sharpen. He has faith to deepen. He has standards to protect. He has a future that does not pause because one person became unclear. That is real masculine power, not forcing her to miss you, not making her regret, not playing games, becoming the man who no longer has to beg anyone to see his worth. Now, ask yourself something honest. Do you want her back because she is good for your peace? Or do you want her back because being chosen again would repair the wound of rejection? Do you miss her character? Or do you miss the version of yourself you felt like when she wanted you? Do you want a healthy relationship? Or do you want proof that you were enough? These questions matter because sometimes a man does not want the woman back. He wants the rejection reversed. He wants the silence to end. He wants the pain to stop. He wants one message to prove he still matters. But that is not love. That is the wound asking for validation. Real love cannot grow where self respect is missing. If she comes back with clarity and respect, listen. If she comes back with confusion, step back. If she never comes back, keep walking, because the goal is not to be chosen by someone who left. The goal is to become a man who never abandons himself when someone leaves. That is the real transformation. Now, tonight, when your mind tells you she is never coming back, do not let that sentence destroy you. Maybe she is not. Maybe she is. Maybe time will reveal something you cannot see now, but right now, your job is not to predict the future. Your job is to protect your dignity in the present. Do not text from panic. Do not check from pain. Do not beg for reassurance. Do not chase a woman who is choosing distance. Do not turn her silence into your identity. Put the phone down. Stand up. Drink water. Walk, train, pray, work, sleep, build. Do one thing that makes tomorrow better. Because discipline is how a man tells heartbreak, you can hurt me, but you cannot lead me. That is the man she may not expect, not the man who begged, not the man who folded, not the man who stalked her life because he feared she forgot him. The man who hurt but stayed composed, the man who cared but did not abandon himself, the man who wanted her but did not make her return the measure of his worth, the man who turned uncertainty into discipline, silence into standards, and loss into direction. That man is hard to manipulate. That man is hard to replace. That man is free. So remember this, before you think she is never coming back, understand that your fear is not always truth. Her silence is not your identity. Her distance is not your worth. Her absence is not permission to lose yourself. Maybe she comes back, maybe she does not. But either way, you cannot keep living like your life is paused until she decides, take your energy back, build your body. Build your mind, build your money, build your peace, build your discipline, build your direction. Become a man whose self respect is stronger than his fear of being forgotten. Because the deepest truth is this: the goal is not to make her come back. The goal is to become so grounded that whether she comes back or not, you do not lose the man you fought so hard to rebuild.